Batteries are a multi-billion-dollar industry, but the lithium-ion battery, so useful in our laptops and phones, in electric vehicles and space technology, essential in fact, comes with a warning too. There's a danger that they could overheat, and we've seen cases where they burst into flames. Enter KULR Technology. They've developed a wrap for these batteries which combats that risk. In the chat room, Michael Moe, the CEO, who's going to see his protective devices fly all the way into space.
This is the core material. It's a vertically aligned carbon fiber. We make it here in the U.S. We make it down in San Diego. Right. That's where our company is based out of. And this is the core material. And then we make these Thermal Runaway Shield products that we call it, and put into. We work with the largest car companies in the world for the next generation. The EV vehicles.
Can I touch it?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Ooh, it feels like a fur coat.
It's like a velvet.
Velvet.
It's a velvet, yes.
Yeah.
It's a velvet, yes. The heat is contained. It's a carbon fiber material. We have some enclosures around that with some liquid. So when the battery catch fire, then the liquid start evaporating. So it's a phase change. So that takes away all the energy of a single burning cell.
Michael Moe says when you think of the sheer numbers of lithium-ion batteries in use today, the scalability of his business is huge, and he's taking steps to ensure he stays ahead of his rivals, like collaborating with NASA, for instance. Listen in.
Every time you sit down, you have your laptop, tablet, and phone at the same time, and something else. So that translates to about 2.3 billion lithium-ion battery devices. Wow. On passenger planes alone, just in the U.S.
Every day.
Every year. And that does not include cargo, Amazon, the biggest e-commerce companies in the world shipping their batteries. All the battery has to go back. Your iPhone gets sent back and so forth. So the market is enormous. The world produces something like 7 billion lithium-ion batteries every year. 7 billion. So that's the population of the entire planet, and that's growing at a pretty high rate as well. So,
what about competition here?
Everybody is chasing after the holy grail, which is the battery safety.
Yes.
We believe that we have the most efficient material, just because what we built here is going to be launched on the International Space Station on Saturday. So we're part of the NG-12 program on it. We provide a containment solution to keep laptop batteries safe on the International Space Station. So obviously that's the most expensive real estate in the world in the space. So they want to keep that containment as compact as possible, and in case if a battery were to go to thermal runaway, have fire, nothing comes out of the bag, because the last thing you can afford on the International Space Station is fire. So definitely want to contain that, contain the fire, contain the smoke, contain the explosion. So we're working with NASA and a company called LDOS, which is a good partner of ours. Since the beginning of this year, and then now the solution is totally qualified. It's part of the program, the mission to be on the International Space Station, to be launched on this Saturday, actually.
It's incredibly light. It also costs right now less than 10% of the lithium battery, which is clearly a huge expense in the technology that we're talking about here. He says the job now is to bring that cost down further. The company itself, KULR, not yet profitable. They're investing a lot of money, clearly, in the technology. They went public by direct listing last year, and he's upbeat about investor potential here and positive about combating things like piracy and protecting crucial intellectual property rights. Listen in.
We believe that the big growth phase for us is ahead of us. So now we're on the public platform. Average investor can participate, so hopefully we can, everybody can enjoy the growth with us.
Final question, and it goes to the US-China trade deal situation and the difficulties of agreeing patent protections, technology protections for intellectual property like your own.
Yes.
How important is it as an entrepreneur that's developing something so unique to have those protections?
Yeah, I think protection is important, in every part of the world, yes. Right? So we've been very focused on the U.S. market. So far, I think 100% of our customer base has been U.S.,
Yes.
European customers, because the scale and the cost point is at that point right now. But I think that you go into these emerging markets, patent protection is very, very important. It's also very important to work with the right partner for that local market, because I
Yes.
think every local market, the pricing is different, the economics is different, the distribution is different, and the user behavior is different.
There's a huge electric vehicle opportunity in China.
Yes.
Are you talking to Chinese companies too?
Yes, we're working with partners for that distribution. I believe that you have to find the right partner for that.
Yes.
Going there alone is very challenging. It's a huge market, and the design time is long, right? So you gotta work with the right partner. We're in discussion with the right partner to get into the right business model to support them.
Do you feel safe taking your technology to China?
I think it's just like everything else, build the right protection, work with the right people, make the economics work.
Right.
The key is to make the economics work. I think even back in the day when you have music sharing and so forth, and then so Apples of the world, Spotify of the world, made it more expensive to steal the music than just to buy a subscription. So if you can create a business model, this is what I believe in. You have to create a business model where it's going to be more costly for people to steal from you than to partner with you. And that would become a much longer sustainable business model over time, because everything's become a service model now. Everything is IP, service, recurring revenue. Even as a hardware company, we create IP, but it's very important to develop an ecosystem so that you can license to somebody, you can partner with somebody to lower the cost for the entire market, increase the demand, and then build economics around your system.
Do you have that model yet?
We have been communicating to our shareholders that that's the direction that we're going.
Yeah, it's smart.
Yes, thank
it's
you.
just how you make it happen.
Yeah, so we hope that we will be announcing something soon into that market. It's a lot of things in the works right now, but we hope we can announce something publicly in the near future so that we can.
Come back and talk to us when you do.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it.